News 4 Jax starts right now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news alert comes from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. About an hour ago, he sent out this tweet giving an update on the amount of vaccine doses the state will now receive next week.
Yeah, he posted a statement that reads, in part, we just learned that next week Florida will receive 307,000 first doses from the federal government. While we welcome this modest increase, supply remains a critical issue in vaccinating our 65 and older population.
The state of Georgia is also getting more vaccines. Governor Brian Kemp released this statement about 3 hours ago saying, quote, today, the Biden administration announced that Georgia will receive an increased weekly allocation, totaling 145,900 doses. Although we still expect demand to far exceed supply for the foreseeable future, this is no doubt welcome news, and we will work around the clock to get these vaccines distributed and safely administered as quickly as possible. News 4 Jax is the place to go for all COVID-19 related news. If you go to the coronavirus section of our website, you'll find a number of useful tools, including a county-by-county breakdown of all the cases in your area. We are following more breaking news. This is in Northwest Jacksonville tonight. There's a heavy police presence in the area of Moncrief Road and Ken Knight Drive.
Yeah, this is a live look in the area. We've gotten several calls into our newsroom about this, and you know, you can see crime tape out there, the crime tape that is. Several evidence markers are on the ground. News 4 Jax, clearly we've got a crew there and we're working to learn exactly what's happening so we can bring you updates as we learn more. Covering Bradford County tonight, where a man is facing serious charges. Anthony Terry is accused of trying to lure several small children into his car. He was arrested in the area of North Cherry Street and Jackson Street. That happened today. Witnesses told police all the children he tried enticing were under the age of 13. When he was unable to lure the kids into his vehicle, police say witnesses saw him try and grab two of the children before they ran away. Neighbors and parents confronted Terry until law enforcement arrived.
Caught on camera, a traffic stop in Columbia County escalated, ending with a police canine mauling the driver. The incident raising a lot of questions.
What they just did, based on their actions, based on the video, based on the reports, they violated every policy that they have.
These are some of the pictures of the driver who was mauled by the police dog. He's 23-year-old Martinez Bowman. His injury is so severe we had to blur the images. News 4 Jax reporter Eric Avani is joining us live from outside the law offices of attorney John Phillips.
Eric Phillips is now representing Bowman.
Yes, and he plans to file a lawsuit against the Columbia County Sheriff's Office on the grounds of excessive force that he says his client endured at the hands of that deputy. And according to our crime and safety expert, it's going to be very difficult for the Sheriff's Office to defend the actions of that K-9 deputy.
No. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
You just heard the audio from dashcam video provided to News 4 Jax from attorney John Phillips. In the video, we hear a Columbia County Sheriff K-9 deputy deploy his dog on 23-year-old Martinez Bowman during a traffic stop over a tail light that was out. Moments prior to the deployment of the dog, Bowman didn't immediately stop, but he did slow down and drove into his driveway, which he says wasn't far from where the deputy got behind him. News 4 Jax crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson says it's not uncommon for people to do this when they have doubts about the traffic stop or don't feel safe.
It's apparent that he's not trying to elude them or trying to get away from them, but there's chatter among the officers saying he's probably going to run or he may run. So now they've got a preconceived notion of what he's going to do.
Meaning the deputy is already treating this as a felony stop. Remember, this is about a tail light that was out, an offense that typically results in either a citation or a warning.
He stops the car, the officer is giving him commands, and he's having a concern about being shot.
The concern comes from the fact that after his car is stopped, deputies get out of their patrol vehicle with their guns drawn as seen in this video.
Put your hands out the window!
You gonna shoot me? So I definitely felt like I was gonna die.
Jefferson says when an officer gives you a command during a traffic stop, you should always follow the commands. But he also says this incident was not treated as a typical stop for a tail light that was out, but rather a felony takedown with their guns drawn and a recorded statement by the deputy saying Bowman may try to run.
What made them feel threatened to pull their guns out and try to extract this person out of the car at gunpoint?
The deputy yells at Bowman to walk backward towards him. His hands are up, but Bowman was still allegedly facing the deputy when the K-9 was deployed. causing severe injuries to Bowman's leg that required multiple surgeries.
The compelling question is, was the K-9 necessary to attack this individual? Was he running away? Doesn't appear to be. Was he aggressive towards the officer? Doesn't appear to be.
Now, Jefferson went on to say that based on the video and the offense report that he read, the sheriff's office is going to have to really work hard at trying to restore trust with the community, especially the African-American community in that county. And it's also worth mentioning that Bowman was never charged. So despite everything you saw and everything you heard, he was never charged with a crime in that incident. Now, we did reach out to the Columbia County Sheriff's Office for comment, but they have declined to make any statements because there is a pending lawsuit. Reporting live, Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.
There are now 10 Florida residents facing charges in connection to the U.S. Capitol riot earlier this month. And most of the people you see on your screen had incriminating posts on social media. At least 150 people have been charged for their alleged involvement in the incident. And among those being investigated, 2 Clay County residents. Rachel Pert and Dana Wynn surrendered to the FBI today. They appeared in court. They were released on several conditions. And when that happened, they literally ran out of the courthouse.
About your arrest? Do you have any regrets?
Do you have any?
No comment.
What would you say to the families of the 5 people who died?
Do you still think President Trump?
Well, they're both facing charges of unlawful entry on restricted building or grounds and violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. The couple is set to appear in court again Friday, and in the meantime, they have to wear ankle monitors. They have to agree to live apart, promise not to return to Washington, D.C., and not use alcohol or drugs. Tonight, history on the move once again.
Mary's here with the latest chapter on the Hemming Park Confederate statue. Mary?
Well, Joy and Kent, you'll remember this 62-foot-tall statue that stood downtown in what was long called Hemming Park until last year when it was renamed James Weldon Johnson Park. Well, the statue and plaque honoring fallen Confederate soldiers was at the park since 1898, but a battle over the monument and others finally forced its removal. Tonight, the latest move toward a final resting place.
It was a monumental task and a surprise move before the sun came up on a Tuesday morning last June. City crews removed the bronze figure of a Confederate soldier that stood over downtown's Hemming Park since the late 1800s. Mayor Curry at the time declaring the city heard the voices of demonstrators and pledged to remove other signs of the Confederacy on public property.
Just want to say thank you to everybody because I see all the hatred that's going on in this country and people not understanding the present, the past, the future.
Tonight, appearing on Zoom at this city council meeting, a descendant of the Hemming family who originally donated the statue of the soldier that towered 62 feet over downtown for more than a century, expressing gratitude that the council is supporting a resolution to allow the return of the statue back to the family.
And the biggest thing is we can never forget our past and what my great-great-uncle Charles did for bringing the North and the South together with the statue. People don't even realize that. They think it all has to do with slavery.
Hemming says what his uncle did as a banker in Jacksonville was to help people coming out of slavery get a foothold in buying property to begin a new life. He says the family is grateful City Council listened to their plea to have the statue returned to them so they can share their message.
And look forward to the Hemming family being able to take possession of the statue again and actually put it on private property and actually have people educated on what it really stood for, that it was the coming of the North and the South coming together after the Civil War.
And from here, as you all know, the resolution goes to the administration, and hopefully the administration works in good faith and with the Hemming family and getting the statue back to the family.
So Elwood Hemming acknowledged he and City Councilman Dennis don't always agree on issues, but both found equal ground on the topic of returning the statue. No word exactly where the monument will be erected, but Hemming did say it would be on private property. Ken?
All right, thank you, Mary. Still ahead, a woman is searching for 2 Good Samaritans.
She says they saved her life after an horrific crash.
But it was a horrific wreck, and I'm so lucky to be alive, and I give all the glory to God. And I just wanted to thank these 2 kids that stopped.
After the break, News4JAX reporter Corley Peel explains how they managed to keep her alive.